Hey guys, welcome to Millennial Talk. Today we're going to discuss about one interesting topic, and that is the one which is always in our hands and we use it day in and out every day. That is,
Our smartphones.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it about?
No, specifically, we're going to talk about the two big players,
Yeah.
which is Android and iPhone.
Yes.
Let's see, which one is actually the best. When I say actually, actually the best,
Yeah.
right? I mean, let's not discuss about what things it has. Let's divide
Yeah.
things into categories,
Yeah.
and let's discuss about each and every category.
Yeah.
And the categories that we've thought about is the first one is customization and features.
Yeah.
The next one is ecosystem.
Yeah.
And the third one is the camera, the big thing.
Yes.
And the next one is the budget, the money.
Yeah.
And the last one is the support aspect.
Yeah.
So let's discuss each and every aspect
Yeah.
and see which one does great in which thing, and we'll finally give a score and let's see which one does the best. Right? Okay, the first one is the customization and the features, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think? The iPhone has and Android does not have, or Android has and iPhone does not have?
So yeah. So to start with, I'll give a example.
Okay.
Customizing the notifications.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when you use an Android phone, you have a different categories of notifications.
Correct.
And you can switch it on, off as per your requirement.
Yeah.
You can actually customize requirements, customize the notifications.
Correct. Like marketing advertisements, you can turn them off.
Yes.
General notifications,
Yes.
you can turn it off.
Yes.
On.
Yeah.
So to get the actual notification, let's say Zomato, you can turn on and turn off marketing, and then have the delivery notification turned on,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the basic example that I gave. But generally, customization is equal to Android, I feel.
Yeah, because you can customize your home screen.
Yeah.
You can customize. You can have widgets.
Yes.
You can have different wallpapers.
Yeah.
The settings has huge details. I mean, it's not just one phone when you talk about Android, right? There is a n number of phones that you have. Like nothing has a crazy type of notification. Sorry, customization and all that. Pixel has a very type of
and the theme itself is material U.
Yeah.
So the material U actually the whatever the color that you select, the whole phone gets into that theme of colors.
Correct. Yeah.
Whatever the colors you pick.
And they have given you a feature which is you can create your own wallpaper based on the emojis that you select.
Yeah.
And that was wonderful actually.
Yeah. And what do you think Apple has the customization features?
See, I would not talk about the features or customization that they have. I'll talk about what they've been doing all these years, okay?
Okay.
They've been copying things from Android
and
then making them the best. Okay, I understand they're doing, let's say they have done widgets. They have done widgets to the greatest extent. Okay. But where did they copy it from? They copied it from Android.
Yes.
Android had widgets from
beginning?
From beginning it has been there.
Right.
But Apple had introduced it like very recently, maybe 2 years, I guess, in the 14th or 13th model.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing things, but very slowly, and they're doing it to the greatest extent that is possible. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's too late for customers of Apple to receive those benefits.
Of
right?
course, no.
Yeah.
And what about multitasking? Can you?
We cannot do that. Oh my God. Oh, like that, there are a lot of things. You cannot record calls on iPhone.
Yeah.
You can do that easily on Android.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that you cannot do on iPhone, but you can do it. I mean, it's vice versa. But if you have to look at or take one in this segment, it's Android for sure. Right?
Yes.
The winner is Android.
In this
is what I feel.
Yeah. Let's move to the second one.
Yep. So the ecosystem, right? I mean, people say that's the USP of iPhone.
Yeah.
Security is the USP of iPhone, right? I understand it to an extent.
Yeah.
I'm not denying it. But have you looked at other options?
Yeah.
Like take Samsung. Samsung has each and every device that you need.
Yes.
Not just phone, not just watch, not just earbuds. They have tablets, they have laptops,
they
have refrigerators, they have TVs, they have all those micro ovens you take, or they have washing machines, all smart home. They have everything that you name it.
Yeah.
And when you talk about especially TVs, how many of the people are using Apple TVs?
Exactly.
All TVs are Android TVs.
Yes.
Right?
Basically, all TVs are currently Android TVs.
So the ecosystem is very strong in both the devices.
Yeah.
But the selling point, since the selling point for Apple is ecosystem,
Yeah.
that's how it is promoted like that.
Yeah, of course.
And then security, yeah. What about security?
Yeah, this is again a debatable topic. So the point is the privacy. People talk about Apple has the greatest privacy, but at what cost?
Yep.
Really? I mean, did you really check what is that you're gonna get?
Yeah.
See, everyone talks about it, but did you really check what is that they're offering about privacy?
Correct.
And when we come to Android, you think they are taking data and okay, let's consider it takes a lot of data, but what is the benefit that you're getting out of it? Did you compare the benefits with the privacy?
How AI, how LLMs are learning?
Yeah,
They're
of course.
learning
Yeah.
based on users' data. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that's wrong.
Yeah.
But there is a configuration and setting that you can enable, disable when you're
Yeah.
installing an app.
Yes.
You consciously take a decision whether you want to give access to it or not.
Yes.
Or you don't install that app.
Yeah.
Like
Of
that,
course.
Apple is stopping it to an extent, and Android is not stopping, it is giving us the permission. But if you overall, on an overall level, ecosystem and security, if you look at what is the one that you're gonna give the point to?
So yeah, I mean, see, it's a basically more of marketing towards Apple in this segment.
Yeah. So I think we should give it to Apple, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
should give it to Apple because it's been
So,
strong in this
yeah,
category.
that's what basically I think. So the ecosystem point what we're talking about, the seamless connectivity is the point.
Yeah, is the key. Yeah.
So there are devices, but the seamless connectivity.
Correct.
That's the thing I think.
Yeah, we should give it.
I
to
mean, when
Apple.
people talk about ecosystem, that's what is is the thing that matters. Maybe.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move to the other one, which is
The big one.
The big one is the camera,
Yeah.
right? So most of the people use cameras to the extent that is possible.
Yep.
And when you say category, it's not just photo. It's the normal point and shoot photos.
Yes.
It's portrait mode.
Yeah.
It's videos.
Yeah.
It's
Night shoot.
right?
Yes.
In these photo categories, let's see which one is doing great.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about point and shoot?
So that is the most used one I feel. In any smartphone, that's the most used feature I feel.
Yeah.
And people think iPhone is the best one when it comes to camera.
Yep.
But we have a reference.
Yeah, we have.
And you all can get into that full video and watch. We will give a snippet of it.
Correct.
And there's a blind test that is done by MKBHD.
Correct.
And the clear winner in this aspect is Google.
Pixel. Yeah.
Pixel.
Yeah, when I looked at it, they have. I mean, there are top 20 phones that they've looked at and they've performed this blind test.
Yeah.
Imagine what's the first one. Of course, we've said it as Pixel. But where do you think Apple had was in place?
At least in top 5?
It's actually last but the one,
Oh god.
It's basically the 19th phone.
Yeah.
In the entire 20 phones.
Yeah.
So imagine where it is.
Yeah.
And then portrait. See, portrait Pixel is the best.
Of course.
Because it understands pictures.
Yes.
And it not just, when I say understands, it's AI algorithms or the thing that is set up. It understands it, right?
The computational photography. Right? That's what is the thing that drives the cameras of Pixels.
Yeah. And in the blind test,
Yeah.
which one took it?
And that's Pixel again.
Yeah, Pixel. Correct.
And we are talking about camera. So related thing is the Photos app.
Yeah.
And we all know how excellent the Google Photos works.
Yeah.
It's not just about the storage, the features it offers.
Yep.
And I mean, we all know what are features they launched recently.
Correct.
And the Magic Eraser, the
wonderful.
experience itself is wonderful.
Yep.
It can just understand what we are looking at and it can remove everything behind.
And sets the entire frame as how it is.
Yeah.
Right. That's wonderful. And the next thing is video.
Ah.
Video is a little controversial thing. What I have seen based on my friend's device and all that. Somehow video in iPhone has been great.
Yep.
Okay. I think video, other Android phones needs to work a little bit on video. Samsung is doing good, but not to the extent where iPhone is doing. Maybe it's because of the processing. It's not the AI and all that that is working behind. Because this processor is very strong. It's able to do or deliver great videos.
Yeah.
And the last one.
Yeah. In video also, I feel there's a point of stabilization. Yeah, because the stabilization in iPhone videos is comparatively more better than Androids, I feel.
Correct. Yeah. In the last category, the night photo.
Yeah.
And in the blind test, again, it's the Pixel who won it.
Yeah.
So it's basically Pixel, Pixel, Pixel. So yeah, the Pixel, 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 right?
Yeah.
So the category of entire camera
Yes.
is taken,
Yeah.
like swept by the Androids,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next category.
Yeah.
Which
That is budget and price
oh,
of it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no question of asking,
Yeah.
right? And it's not just all iPhones are expensive,
Yeah.
all the other phones are cheap. See, there is a category of phones in
Yeah.
Android. You have a phone for 8,000,
Yes.
you have a phone for 2 lakhs,
Yeah.
you have a phone for 1.5, you have a
Yeah.
phone for 1, you have a 50, you have a 30, you have a 10, you have
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
And all serve to their budgets.
Yes.
So if you buy a mid-range Samsung phone, it serves to the extent what money you have put.
Yep.
But when you go to iPhone or Apple, it starts at 60, 70,
Yes.
80.
Yeah.
And I don't know the difference between the 81 and the 1 lakh one.
Yeah.
For me, it's all the same.
Of course.
How do you look at it?
15 Pro, 15
Max.
Yeah, Pro Max, whatever.
14, Mini is gone
And
now. But
the other thing is, it was also the variations of memory.
Yep.
And highlight is this 512, 256, and these kind of variations
1
had
TB.
huge
Differences.
variations in the prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top phone is somewhere around 2 lakhs or 1.9 or 1.8, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Spending
Yeah.
1.8, and I feel getting the same phone which is at 80 or 90, which is the
Yeah,
base model of that
yeah.
thing. So I don't see that difference.
Yeah, that major difference where the cost actually doubling.
Yeah, I think that's a difference which is seen by people who are MKBHDs, Mr.
Yeah.
Who's the Boss,
Yeah.
all these tech reviewers. People like us
Yeah.
who are, I know there are people who are rich people
Yeah.
who can just afford it, but they doesn't know the difference between the 80s and the 1 lakh.
Right.
And they don't use it to that extent.
Yeah. At least you should be able to use all the features in it.
Yeah.
Only the performance you're talking about,
Yeah.
the performance increase that you are expecting.
Yeah.
The milliseconds,
Yeah.
really. And
I don't understand.
there's a parameter called effectiveness to the budget. If you talk about that, if you take a 30,000 Android phone, which is a Pixel,
Correct.
and compare it to a iPhone which is nearly 90 or 1 lakh,
Correct.
and if you see the effectiveness to the budget, the the Android definitely stands out.
Yeah, it stands out.
Yeah.
I think the only difference in what I see in iPhone is when you go a little higher on the budget is the battery.
Yeah.
That I've seen quite evident.
Yeah.
The bigger one lasts a little longer. I think it is some 13-14 hours, which is great.
Yep.
They have optimized the battery to a greater extent. We should give it to that.
Yeah.
But overall, when you see price to satisfaction,
Yeah.
price to features, price to
Yes.
the way you use it, I think we should give it to Android.
Yes.
There's no other winner because the category of the varied
Yes.
category of phones that we
You have your options, right?
yeah, you choose based on your limit.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's not like features are limited.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole features are same.
Yeah.
Only the specifications are different. Maybe you'll not get a great battery.
Correct.
Maybe you'll not get the great OS.
Yeah, OS. That's what you're paid for.
Yes.
So you should understand that.
Yeah.
And then the last one that we wanted to discuss is the support,
Yeah.
which is not mostly talked about when you talk about
When you
phone.
review a phone or talk
Uh-huh.
about phones, we don't talk about that.
Support.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's an aspect. Quite recently, I am facing an issue where I broke my Pixel.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Now I don't have a center in any of the state apart from Mumbai or Delhi, right?
Yeah.
So I had to send it through a partner that is available here, and they had to send it, and they repair it, and they send it back. And this is only about Pixel again, okay? Samsung has a great service.
Yep.
You buy a third-party insurance, it'll give you an insurance, and then if you break it, whatever happens, they'll replace it. You have to go through a process. I
Yes,
understand
yes,
that.
yes.
There are no specific centers. I mean, there are authorized dealers, but it's a third-party insurance. It's not Samsung provider or something like that. And there are other devices, Mi, Xiaomi, Moto. All these phones have their own set of service centers. But somehow I think Apple has a great service infrastructure.
Okay.
At least in the metropolitan cities,
Okay.
they have good service centers established, and they have Apple Care, which is expensive. I understand,
Yeah.
but
You're getting the
huh.
proportionate care. out
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. What do you think? How do you look at it?
Yeah, but there's a other aspect of it, I think, because Android phone you can get it repaired at any place in the world, I feel.
Hmm.
I mean, just look at the shop next to your house.
Yeah, yeah.
They can repair an Android phone.
Yeah.
And even the cost for support, for
Yeah.
example, screen break, or the most common ones,
Yeah, yeah.
speaker problems,
2000,
charger
1000,
ones,
4000.
which is all considerable.
Yeah, yeah.
That way that's a different perspective.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Apple Care,
Yeah.
it is 20,000, I guess. You
Yeah.
get an Android phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Understanding all this,
Yeah.
which one do you think will win this category of support?
Yeah, but so that's what, again, there's a small point in it, because Apple support in India, if you talk about, it's a different, I think maybe it's in other countries and US, maybe that's a different thing. So what do you think actually?
I think I'll give it to Apple.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the infra that they've set up
Yeah.
and the Apple Care I mean the centers that
Yeah.
are there all around.
Right,
I think we should give it to Android.
Yeah, and small point again is the spare parts.
Spare parts.
And I mean, there's no way you can change anything in Apple, right?
Now they are coming with that right to repair thing. They are doing everything repairable.
Yes.
Even users can repair it. I don't know when it's
That's
gonna
in
come.
Europe mostly, but yeah, of course,
It's gonna come again.
I mean, as of now, I feel that's the thing. Like for Android, you can get any duplicate parts, which is of non-quality. Maybe that's possible, but in Apple, that's quality is maintained, is what I feel.
Yeah, so
That
we should
way,
give
yeah.
it to Apple.
Yep.
So on an overall, out of the 5 categories, I think
Yeah.
2, which is the support and the ecosystem,
Yes.
goes to Apple,
Yeah.
and the rest 3, which are very important,
Yes.
the customization, the features,
Yeah.
the
Camera
camera,
and budget.
and the budget. Those 3 goes to Android,
Android.
for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Android is a clear winner
Yeah.
in the entire segment, and this is a conscious. If you look at it consciously, if you look at it from features, from all the angles of the phone, not just going by the brand value where you hold your iPhone like this and
Yeah.
then people showing it off saying, hey, I have an iPhone.
You want to hold the Apple phone always back.
Uh-huh.
People have to notice that it's an Apple phone you're holding.
Yeah.
And I think that the days are gone for that.
Those days are gone now.
Yeah.
Everybody is buying iPhone for
See,
no reason.
there's the Pixel Fold, Samsung Folds, and these are costing more than Apple's, right? There are phones like 2 lakh phones.
And I think Apple is gonna copy Pixel Fold or Samsung
I don't know
Fold.
whether they're gonna get into that fold business or not.
I think they're gonna. It's gonna take some time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Apple.
And congrats, Android.
Yeah, cool then.
Yeah.
Let's end it.
Yeah.